What if I told you that one of the greatest treasures of the ancient world wasn't lost to fire and time, but is waiting at the bottom of the sea? This isn't some fantasy movie plot. This is the incredible, true story of the search for the Library of Alexandria, a collection of knowledge that has haunted historians and explorers for centuries. The golden age of knowledge. Picture a place that was so much more than a building. Try to imagine a sprawling campus, a beacon of intellect that pulled in the greatest minds of the ancient world. This was the Museum of Alexandria, and its heart was the Great Library. Founded way back in the 3rd century BCE, its goal was stunningly ambitious, to collect all the world's knowledge. At its height, ancient writers claimed it housed up to 700,000 scrolls. Now, modern historians think that number was probably an exaggeration, but it was still, without a doubt, the single greatest collection of thought ever assembled in one place. This wasn't some dusty, silent archive. It was the intellectual heartbeat of its time, a place buzzing with research and debate. It was here that scholars first calculated the circumference of the Earth, pioneered the study of anatomy, and argued about the nature of the cosmos. The stories say that if a ship docked in Alexandria's harbour with a book on board, that scroll was brought to the library, copied by professional scribes, and the original was added to the collection. It was an engine of progress, and then it was gone. A death by 1,000 cuts. The end of the library wasn't a single dramatic fire, no matter what the legends say. The truth is a lot more complicated, and maybe even more tragic. The library died a slow death, a death by 1,000 cuts. The first real blow probably came in 48 BCE, when Julius Caesar was fighting a war in the city. The fire he set to burn the enemy fleet supposedly spread and destroyed a warehouse of scrolls, a part of the library's collection. Then, centuries later, in 391 CE, as religious conflicts grew, a mob destroyed the Temple of Serapis, which held a significant daughter library with tens of thousands of scrolls. The final and most disputed chapter comes after the Muslim conquest in the 7th century. A much later story claims the remaining scrolls were ordered to be used as fuel for the city's bathhouses, but most historians today seriously doubt this account. The library didn't just burn, it faded, a victim of war, politics, and simple neglect, leaving behind one of history's most profound mysteries: the sunken city. But what if the story doesn't end with fire and fading memories? What if it ends with water? This is where the modern quest really begins. Over hundreds of years, earthquakes and rising sea levels have completely changed the coastline of Alexandria. A huge part of the ancient city, including the royal quarter where the main library was most likely located, now sits 6 to 8 meters beneath the Mediterranean Sea. For more than 1,000 years, entire city blocks, temples, and palaces lay there, buried and surprisingly preserved under layers of sand and sediment. This isn't a guess, it's an archaeological fact. We know a huge piece of ancient Alexandria is down there. The question that keeps modern explorers awake at night is, what exactly went down with it? Modern search? Enter the underwater archaeologists. Starting in the 1990s, teams led by pioneers like Frank Goddio began the painstaking work of exploring Alexandria's harbour. And what they've found is nothing short of incredible. They have literally mapped the lost royal quarter of the Ptolemaic dynasty, finding what many believe are the foundations of Cleopatra's palace. They've raised colossal statues of pharaohs, uncovered dozens of sphinxes, and found the ruins of temples. In past years of excavation, they even found massive blocks, some weighing over 70 tons, confirmed to be from the legendary Lighthouse of Alexandria, another wonder of the ancient world lost to the sea. Now, let's be clear, the chances of finding fragile papyrus scrolls that have survived for centuries underwater are incredibly slim. Most experts would say it's impossible. But these discoveries prove that amazing things can survive beneath the waves. The Royal Quarter, the intellectual centre of the city, is an active underwater dig site. Each statue brought to the surface is another piece of the puzzle. Another reason to keep looking and to keep hoping that some fragment of the library's lost wisdom might not be lost forever. This quest is still very much alive. If you find historical mysteries like this as fascinating as I do, make sure you like this video and subscribe for more deep dives into the past. And let me know in the comments, if you could recover one lost piece of knowledge from the ancient world, what would it be? The story of the Library of Alexandria is a powerful reminder of just how fragile knowledge can be, but it's also a story of incredible, enduring hope. The search in the deep waters of the Mediterranean isn't just about finding ancient paper, it's about trying to recover a lost piece of our own human story. The library's final chapter might not have been written in fire after all. It could still be waiting to be read, salvaged from the silent, dark depths of the sea.